So here we are in the Ignition Studios, Deal News Live, coming to you from the AIME Expo in Anaheim. And we've got Hiplok coming from across the pond. Ben, who are you? What do you do? And what's a Hiplok?
So I'm Ben Smith, one of the co-founders of Hiplok. And basically Hiplok, we specialize in two-wheel security, bicycle and motorcycle. And over the years, we've developed a lot of unique kind of products with USPs to really try and encourage people to use security for starters. And as time's moved on, we've actually addressed some of the big issues in security. For example, the rise of thieves using angle grinders and motorized attack methods. So we were the first security company to launch a product that actually is designed to try to slow that down and defeat angle grinders.
That's always a never-ending battle. Thieves have unlimited time and resources to experiment on how to defeat it. Yet you've got bring it to market, tooling costs, that sort of thing to try and be ahead of them. So how does that cycle work?
Exactly right. So you always trying to stay one step ahead, but also just actually thinking about the real world security issues. Like actually the security industry had kind of known this was an issue, but it was really seen as quite a hard thing to address. So, as kind of designers and industrial designers, as myself and my co-founder John are, we like the challenge, of trying to address some of those issues. So it's about 2 years of development within that particular product range.
And that's the current product, the anti-angle grinder.
Yeah, we do a big range. We do everything from very lightweight security on bicycles, like making snatch proof, to the very high end stuff where the thieves are coming in with a lot of tools where you really want the very best equipment to secure your motorcycle.
So then I'm supposed to ask you about the origin story too. This is it's UK based. Obviously, your accent, you're not from here, but the company is from here.
Yeah, well, actually, my wife and I were living in California and I was actually working. I had a bit of a link to the motorcycle industry because I used to work for Troy Lee Design. So I was running a lot of their bicycle development, and my co-founder John, who's back in London, had a bicycle stolen recently, and we'd always talked about kind of creating our own products and building our own brand, and that was actually the spark that created Hiplok. So in a classic startup, I was doing my day job working with Troy that I loved, and also in mornings and evenings kind of developing this product. And at one point it was kind of like, okay, Southern California is such an inspirational area, so many brands, so many entrepreneurs. I was kind of like, okay, it's time to launch this product to market and try and solve this problem. And then we've grown it since then. We sell our products all over the world. That's why we're here at AIME to really push more into the motorcycle market, because actually our products really solve problems in the motorcycle world as well as they do on the bicycles.
So from your experience with Troy, you've seen the strength of the distribution network in the United States. That
Sure.
Two-step distribution is unique, I think, to our marketplace. Although parts of Europe is changing the model somewhat. But are you going to go dealer direct through distribution?
We've always actually had a mixed model. So for example, in the UK, we work with one of the leading distributors. We also have a few direct to dealer relationships, and we also have a kind of a D2C model as well to get that blend. Consumers. I mean, I personally love walking into a shop and seeing what's in the shop. Other people, want to shop differently. So trying to make sure you've got all the coverage for the different kind of consumers and supporting all channels. We see our dealers as an absolute key partner. That's the model that's worked for us really well on the bicycle side, and that's what we intend to do on the motorcycle.
If it was just the standard cable lock or something was understandable, then the direct-to-consumer makes sense. But because of the unique value proposition and the things that differentiate you sort of need that dealer hands-on. You need a little bit deeper dive.
Totally. And we really value, we've seen it when guys at work in the shop have used your product, like it. Of course, they're more, if you get asked a recommendation, what should I be doing? You want that direct connection with somebody, that's used their product. So it's absolutely key for sure.
And what are these here?
So I brought along a couple of, just kind of a couple of examples of the anti-angle grinder, super high security 1000 series we call it, and this is kind of where it started. This D-lock we designed originally for bicycle, but because it's so good, it became basically the best motorcycle lock as well. So that's been a huge part of us going into the motorcycle side. We've actually just launched now as well a moto disc lock. So we really believe in a modular approach to security, you know, an ecosystem of, because, you know, home security is just as actually important in places like London. You know, if you're out on the street, you want to protect your motorcycle or your bicycle when you're out on the street, but also security at home is important as well. So we have a whole ecosystem of these products, but this is one of our new products, the Moto Disc Lock. So this has the same composite material technology it has as this lock. So this is like super duper hard. Like you'll go through multiple angle grinder discs, multiple batteries.
Easier to cut through the brake rotor than
100%. Yeah. And actually, yeah, that's the thing with any moto disc lock. That's a way of kind of looking at it. You can go through the disc and cut it off, but of course, then it jams up because it hits the caliper and stuff. So yeah, like you say, there's so many things to consider across like lots of different security elements. And actually, it's really interesting because bicycle and motorcycle have different things, right? Because a motorcycle is so much heavier, so you're not, the kind of carry away. You're looking to prevent a rollaway theft in a lot of cases. Of course, in certain places like London, like in New York, you might have guys that are actually going in vans as well, with a team of guys. So at that point, you really want to make it difficult, and you would be locking to other things. So yeah, it's a never-ending target in terms of our job to kind of prevent those thefts.
And for that high-end team of thieves and that kind of snatch and grab, is there a way to anchor this?
That's exactly right. When I talk about the ecosystem, the next thing we did after we launched this was we developed, because security is only ever as strong as the weakest link, right? So when I talk about the ecosystem, we have a thing called the AX1000, which is an anchor system that bolts into the ground with the same material in it, and it's actually a swing arm as well, so you can it articulates, so you drive your motorcycle up, get it into position, and then you use this in conjunction with the anchor, and that replaces a big chain. It's also a multitude stronger than a chain against angle grinder attack as well. So yeah, that's exactly it. You want to be bolting down really if you can.
And is it scalable enough that you could use that for display units if your dealership has the misfortune of being in one of those?
Yeah, no. In fact, it's funny. We've just actually, with our UK moto distribution partner, we've got a number of POS units for exactly that. So you can kind of demo it in store. And like you said before, with our retail partners, we're always looking to get feedback. And then as designers, we like to design our own POS to make it work for the retailer as well. Because especially when you're doing new things, new products, sometimes it's a challenge to show what the product does, in the retail environment, because it's very fact that it's new, you kind of need to explain why it's different to other things that are out there.
So for the dealers that are here at the show and catching on the live stream, where do they find you in the show hall?
So we are 568, booth 568, just up the lane here.
And you've got all these units.
Yeah, we've got it all on display. We've actually got one of our example POS units as well. And yeah, we've got kind of products that people can come and touch and feel and catalogs. And our head of,
depending on the connections you make here, where do the dealers find you in the interim?
So you can find out more about the company at our website, hiplok.com. But we're here actively.
No C and K though.
No C and K. If I had $1 for everybody that's put a C in the Hiplok, that's my fault. I called it Hiplok without the C. But yeah, we're actively kind of starting to gather and look to appoint kind of distribution and retail partners here in the States. So exciting times.
Well, and then that Troy experience, just coming full circle, we recently had the MIC board elections. MIC owns the AIME Expo. The new person in charge of Troy Lee is Terry Lynn.
Right.
So Terry's the most recent board member elected.
Oh, cool.
So small world. Troy's in the center of that universe.
Absolutely, yeah. I owe Troy a lot. He did a lot for me when I joined the company, and we're still really good friends today. In fact, I'm going to be mountain biking with him Saturday and then going to A1 to watch the race. So I'm really,
Nice.
I've not actually been back in the air for a while, so I'm really excited about that.
Well, and then Troy Lee got the Ducati team
Exactly.
too. So
Exactly.
you're going to be right there at the epicenter. A1's the heart of Supercross, and this is Ducati's.
Yeah, it's really
First
exciting.
blood,
Very
so-
cool. I think they did a launch thing a couple of nights ago, the night I flew in. But yeah, first race
out in Marietta
is
at
amazing.
K1 speed.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so no, it should be fun. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you.
Ben.
Thanks for your time.
Awesome.